joethefinanceguy.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cup of Joe, Ryan, and Ira. I mean, we probably should update this a little bit, but anyways, we took a week off because, frankly, I was driving from LA to San Francisco. Yeah, we took 2 weeks off, didn't we?
Yeah, because you were 1 week and I was the next.
Well, it happens.
Or I was and you were the next. I don't know.
Ryan also traveled from Florida back to Hawaii. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm gonna kill the banner, guys, just because it's covering up Ryan's name.
No problem. But should we say it first? I mean, do you want me to at first, like all the opinions and views?
Oh yeah. Let's do that.
Are expressed on the show are of Joe the Finance Guy, Ira Bowman of Bowman Digital Media, and Ryan Jackson, the other guy. And it has no bearing or nothing to do with ASEMO and or Rent-A-Center. So
basically, it's our opinions here, ladies and gentlemen. We are just it's unscripted. If you've never watched the show before, it's kind of like Seinfeld, only the podcast version, because we can talk about pretty much anything. We almost always talk about Superman and Batman because I just won't let that go. We talk about sales and marketing. You're talking to business owners, and you're talking to entrepreneurs, and you're talking to sales pros, and we got all kinds of stuff happening. We brought Ryan in to help us keep up with the comments because, frankly, sometimes we didn't do it. Jesus, that guy is wild. Oh, we got somebody who's wild on Facebook.
Scott McKinney. He's one of my retailers. Hi, Scott.
Nice. All right. So
the family's doing good. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, we're excited to have everybody here. If you didn't see it, let us know where you're joining, where are you watching from, not just Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn. We're live on all three, but also let us know where in the world you're coming to. I'm I'm outside of Los Angeles. For those of you who are familiar with the area, I'm in the Inland Empire, but for those of you who aren't, I'm in LA. We got my buddy Joe Stepke coming to us from Greater Indianapolis.
Hey, but can I say something though? Like with Scott McKinney, I got to give him the shout out because he's calling, he's doing this from Valparaiso, Indiana. And if any of you are looking for a great mattress, furniture, whatever, stop by Luxury Mattress and Furniture in Valparaiso, Indiana. All right.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, Joe, the Finance Guy sent you. Go see Scott McKinney.
Scott, if you want to sponsor the show, talk to Joe. We are actively looking for a sponsor of the show.
It's cheap. It's really cheap. I mean,
it's affordable.
Yeah,
there we go. He's there.
Really
he says beautiful Valparaiso, Indiana. We'll get him up on there.
Yep.
And there's my wife. She's beautiful too. She's calling from Saratoga, California, the Bay Area. She's gonna want to stick around. We're gonna be talking about all kinds of stuff Lizzie related today for show. And last but not least, Ryan Jackson coming to you from Hawaii. And what's the name of the town, Ryan? I forget.
Kaneohe.
Yeah, I didn't forget. I don't even know how to say it.
What is it? Say it again.
Kaneohe.
Yeah.
Kaneohe.
Kaneohe. There you go. It sounds like Con Air.
I think
we got Mariella joining from Santa Barbara, California. I drove through Santa Barbara on my way home, but it was already after dark, Mariella, so I did not bug you and your wonderful husband, Steve. Although I probably should have stopped by for dinner. I didn't think about that.
Oh, my God. This is hilarious. Unfortunately, no.
Yeah, that doesn't qualify.
Yeah, that doesn't qualify, and I think I'd probably be hearing something from the lawyer.
Yeah, we'd probably be in trouble with that.
And notice, and on another note, I didn't use your name, the lawyer that I know from the company. So
who's watching the show?
In case he is, so.
Or he watches it back later. Whatever. Yeah. All right. So Joe, we got a lot to talk about. Ryan, we got a lot to talk about because 3 episodes of She-Hulk.
No, it's 5.
No. There's been 3 more. No, there's only been 2 more. Yeah. We talked about the 3rd one, right? I think we did. Anyways, we definitely got episodes 4 and 5 to talk about. We got all of Cobra Kai. Joe, did you do your homework?
Nope.
Dang. Bro,
you want to know why something keeps happening, and I don't know if it was me or was everybody watching it. at the same time, but it kept freezing up, and then I just
it was me, bro. I watched the whole thing,
and so I just went like this. Well, forget it. I'll just watch it another time.
My family is in the Bay Area. I'm down here in LA by myself, so I watched the whole series.
When I started watching it, though, you know, like the first, I saw the first episode and part of the second, and I actually thought it was pretty good. I'm going like this, man.
You're talking about Cobra Kai now?
Yeah, Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai was fantastic. Oh my gosh, I don't want to spoil it for people. We'll wait until you watch the whole thing to kind of run it all down. But you know, sometimes you're watching that show and it just feels like, okay, you know what's coming, right? Like it's kind of, they telegraph it.
Right.
In this one, there was surprises all the way to the end, to like the very end of the season. So I'm hoping they didn't wrap up the season. Like, I don't know. I didn't read to see if they're making more, if that was it. They could end it the way they ended. Again, I'm not going to spoil how they ended this season, but it could be the series finale the way they did it, or it could be, there could be more, but it was really good either way. So.
Wow. All right. Good. Hey, I got to ask if, and I know Mariella's on LinkedIn and Sabrina, are we showing up good? Are they seeing us?
Yeah, we're fine. I'm watching on LinkedIn.
All right, good, because my phone's just, it's done. I'm bowing out.
Yeah, no, I'm watching it.
I'm all happy with the iPhone 13 Pro.
I got the sound down, but
yeah, my Pro is not my Pro Max is not the Pro Max.
All right, so I want to do something different.
See, Mariella, keeps looping and stopping. So at least it wasn't me, and I saw that in there. It was looping and stopping.
Yeah, and it might be too. I've got it up. I'm not watching it that close. I mean, it's over there. I do that. I always do that to make sure that we don't, like, it didn't stop the recording.
Right.
Gotta love being live. Okay, but I want to do something different. So we're going to talk about She-Hulk, and we're going to talk about Cobra Kai.
I don't want to hear about that right now. I want to hear
about that later in the show, Joe. You're going to talk about it a little bit. But what I want to do last time, if you remember, okay, so we've been gone a couple of weeks, but last time we made a faux pas and we really didn't get to Ryan until the end of the show. And I don't want to do that this week. You know what I mean? Like, yep. Ryan is an important part of our show. So what I want to do is let's recap, Ryan. Let's do like 3-minute blocks if we can. So we still have time after all three of us go, but let's do like 3-minute recaps. And then after those are done, we can figure out what we want to talk about for the remainder 40 minutes or so that we have got left. But I don't want to go to the end and not have a chance to talk about what you got going on. So first of all, you went from Florida to Hawaii. We know that, but what else happened the last couple of weeks?
Well, right off the bat, the whole trip was kind of in the tube because the first thing they announced was our media viewing system is down. So I was looking forward to watching Top Gun Maverick for the second time on
You're talking about on the flight?
Yeah, it was an 8-hour flight.
Dang it. You had no entertainment for 8-hour flight.
But you know, there's always an opportunity, right? So I finished up a book I was reading by Jeff Duden, who we'll touch on a little bit later. Great book, by the way. If people haven't read it, just look up Jeff Duden's book called Discernment, which means to make, you know, knowledgeable and intelligent choices and right decisions. And then I also caught up on a lot of podcasts that were like educational type podcasts. So, you know, I made the most of it, and it was good. And then, I got here right back in the full swing of things. Youth football is going on. So I got 3 hours of coaching a day during the week. And then we got football games on Saturday. So pretty busy doing that. Made the first wire transfer for the franchise fee for Window Hero. So the exterior cleaning franchise I'm looking to set up. Well, now
so you're a little lighter in the wallet. Little lighter in the wallet. Yeah.
Full committed. Got to do it, right? So now I'm vested in that, and I got to make it happen. But it's really good. I got an operations manager identified, 26-year-old kid. He already started his own power washing company and lawn care company, but he's been doing it door to door. Now he's gonna have a national powerhouse behind him for marketing and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to that. Super excited. He's a great young man. And then I say young man, a couple of years ago, I would say 26 is like my age. So then also working on the Blue University thing for, you know, the University for Entrepreneurs by Entrepreneurs. That's the other gig that I'm working on. trying to build that up, grow it, and develop it, and get some people.
A college alternative for entrepreneurs.
Correct, or just to beef up on your business skills, and it's taught from that 1% mindset, not from the get an MBA after 6 years, spend $100,000 just to go work for somebody else, and then being
a massive amount of debt.
Yeah, and I've been I met the people that are behind it about a year ago, and learning the things that I have from them are the ones that gave me the confidence to go ahead and start my own business up and work on other things and seek that out, as opposed to just walking out of the military when I retired and getting a job with the government or a contractor. So they got me to where I'm at so far, and I keep on learning every day. And it's $1 million education for a lot less than $1 million, a lot less than any school out there you can go to. Even community college after a couple of years adds up. So you can spend that time in school and the money in school, or you can spend a little bit up front, spend a year learning, and then start your own business. And by the time your buddies are graduating from college, you've already got a business established for 3 or 5 years. So
yeah.
I'm really excited about that.
A lot of connections too. I think the other thing about that people may not place a value on, but is probably the most valuable part of it, is all the connections that you make through it. So.
Correct. And then as you go through it, you're going to have peers. You're going to have the alumni. There's former NFL players. There's people who are in the movie industry that have gone through the course. And, they've published books. They've done podcasts. They've been sought out for speaking. And, all things that they learned through this school, for a minimal cost.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that about wraps it up. Oh, yeah. We got 2 new puppies. So that's why
I saw that from your wife's Facebook.
Yeah, so that's why I'm coming to you live from my my living room area, because I'm on puppy watch. Because if I leave them in the crates, they're gonna howl. If I don't stay down here, they're gonna pee all over. So
nice. They're like kids.
Yeah, you can put diapers on kids. It's a little bit harder on puppies.
Yeah, furry poops. Yeah. Anyways, all right, Joe. Let's go with you, brother.
No, you go.
Me go?
Yep, okay. You go. It's all right.
No, I think we should leave Ira for last, because that's gonna be a long update, because we're gonna get into a lot.
Well, I'll try to do the 3. I'll try to do the 3 minutes.
That. I'm actually good with that. We don't have.
We can do exploratory. I'm sure people have questions. Again, guys, if you have questions, you can post them in the chat or in the comment sections, whatever social media platform you're watching this on, and we'll answer them as we can. But okay, so last week we missed a show because I was driving. I was supposed to. My dad left me a bunch of crap right when he left to Ukraine, and one of the things he left was a car that he basically bought and never even made the first payment, and he was out of the country. So I was like, "What do we do with this thing? I don't want it. It was a bad deal." So he was supposedly paying it and gonna let a friend from South Dakota have it. I don't know. It's kind of a mess. So they were supposed to come last Friday and pick up the car. They're supposed to fly in and drive off with the car, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Here's my address. I'll even come get you at the airport. I got a call from my mom, actually my stepmom, but anyways, I got a call from her. I think it was on Wednesday last week, saying, yeah, the deal fell through. There was some problems with my dad's loan. They're not going to take the car. So he's going to have a bank come and repossess it, that kind of thing. So anyways, I was here for a couple of reasons. I posted on social media that I'm in counseling. I've been going to counseling for a few months, for 3 or 4 months, but I'd switched my counseling, and I was supposed to have my first counseling session on that Thursday. And then I had the car thing on Friday. So I wasn't necessarily planning last week to go up to the Bay Area, but the counseling session thing fell apart. We lost Ryan anyways. And then the people coming to pick up the car thing fell apart. So I called my wife. Originally, I told her I wasn't coming up, and I called her and said, well, stuff changed. I'm going to come see you guys. So I went up for the weekend last weekend to San Francisco area and spent the weekend with my kids. Now, prior to that, my daughter started to have this huge progress, if you will, in her health condition, all for the good, right? Nothing short of miraculous, frankly. So for a quick recap, she's been getting TMS treatments, which are magnetic treatments to help the brain, the neurons in her brain to refire. And then she's been doing hyperbaric chamber treatments at home. So 13 out of 40 treatments in, her body started to wake back up. She started to be able to feel her legs. She started to be able to have sensation in her feet, that kind of stuff. So over just a couple day period, she went from being trapped when she was awake in her body and not being able to talk and not really being able to see further than a foot or two away. All those things, I think most people are familiar with that story. Anyways, she started to wake up. Her body started to wake up. Her brain started to come back. She started to remember more. So over just a few day period, I would say over the course of a week, but just to make it simple, she went from being trapped in all those things to now she can see again. She has her pretty much full memory back. She can walk again. Now, she needs a lot of physical therapy because she hadn't walked in a long, long time, right? So there's coordination and balance and strength and recovery that still has to happen. But she's no longer bound to a wheelchair or sleeping in a hospital bed. She's able to climb stairs and go to sleep on the second floor. She's sleeping in a regular bed again. Right now, she's sleeping in the bed next to my wife because I'm not there. So it's just been nothing short of a miracle. Now, she still can't really talk. She can whisper talk, but she can't get her vocal cords to produce a lot of sound. She can basically utter a syllable or two, but it really hurts her. And then the other thing that's new that's also amazing is she can eat pain-free. Now she's still on medications and stuff, but these are all things that she couldn't do a week ago. So it's been just this basically, I mean, everybody's crying tears of joy and prayers of thankfulness. And, so it's been a tremendous blessing to watch that happen. Now, while they're up in the Bay Area the last 2 weeks, why my family's up there in the first place is because we were getting remediation work done at our house. So why I decided to go up to the Bay Area after that stuff fell apart was because I was going to have to rent a hotel room down here in LA because the remediation work that they did up to the point where they needed to seal everything up, I was able to live and work in the house okay. But there was a point where it's like, we need like these chambers, they call them, we need them to not be disturbed so the remediation work could actually work. So during that time, I was up in the Bay Area. In fact, I stayed up there for an extra day and I came down late on Monday, and I came down slow. I took Highway 1. Some of you might have seen some of the pictures that I put up of the sea lions and things like that from driving down Highway 1. But, basically our house right now is gutted. We have one functional toilet. We have a functional sink in another bathroom, but it isn't the same bathroom, so that's kind of gross. We don't have kitchen cabinets. Our basically our kitchen, our bathrooms, our laundry room, our master bedroom, and my daughter, one of the other bedrooms is basically been not fully gutted, but partially gutted. And so we have a lot of work to do to restore the house. But we have been given a clearance for mold, which means, the testing that they did after the work that they did. And the testing, just so you guys know, it's done by an independent company. The same company that does the remediation doesn't do the testing so that it can be verified that the work actually worked properly. But we've gotten that clearance. So we're good to go with anything we want to do. There's no restrictions on anything for us now. We can all live here. We can rebuild. We could even sell the house if we wanted to and give that clearance so that whoever would buy it would know that they're safe. But our house isn't for sale. I'm just saying, right? We're back to the point where it's like the mold was never there, basically. So that's pretty much it for me. I know that was a little more than 3 minutes, but
no, but that is great. That is awesome, and I'm glad. I'm really glad Lizzie is doing. When I saw the Facebook video, I even started welling up.
Yeah, it's hard. It got to the point, I think a lot of people didn't expect her to ever recover, right? And we did the GoFundMe for the TMS treatments only because the guy he expressed such confidence that it would actually work, right? 95% recovery or chance of a full recovery was just too good of odds to pass up.
Right.
And so we did the GoFundMe thing, and we raised over $13,000, and I'm very thankful for that. Now that was $19,000, which is a drop in the bucket of what my wife and I have spent on all this, and still have to spend, frankly, on rebuilding the house, which is probably going to cost us. Well, it's going to cost us a lot, anyways. But the only reason I even did the GoFundMe for that part of it, the TMS, was in a large part because there was so much faith or confidence that it would work, and it has worked. In fact, it's worked better than the guy even thought it would, because he told me, I don't know if you guys remember this, but after the 10th treatment, we did another QEEG, which is a brain map. And I asked him to help me set the right expectations for what comes next in these next 10 treatments. What can we realistically expect? And he said that you can expect to see her legs move again. He said that. But it's only been 3 treatments, not 10. And she is going to walk into her next treatment. She went from when she left that last treatment, the 13th treatment, they had trouble getting her through the treatment. She was still very much not moving anything while she was conscious, from the chest down. So she could move her arms, but she couldn't move her legs, and a lot of other problems that come with that, if you want to use your imagination a little bit. I don't want to get grotesque here, but there was no thought by anybody that she would even be able to move her feet, wiggle her toes for the next time she came in for treatment. And now she's going to bypass all of that and jump straight to, she's going to walk in. I want to go with them because I want to see the look on their face when she walks in. Yeah.
Right. Oh my. Well, I think it's great. I think it's awesome. I think it's a long time coming. I know it was over a year that you've been going through this. So
started August 26th.
Yeah. So it's a miracle, and thank God you guys got through it. And there were a lot of trials and tribulations along the way for you. I know it. So
yeah, lots, right? I mean, the stress on the finances, the stress on the family, the sibling, she didn't remember, for those of you who are not familiar, she didn't remember. She had like 51st dates syndrome, where she didn't remember day after day, but she also had long-term amnesia where she didn't remember anybody, frankly, except for me and mom, right? She didn't remember she lived here. She didn't remember her own name even. I mean, just like her memory was gone. And that was very painful for almost everybody. I didn't have that same pain because she remembered me.
Right.
She remembered my wife. But imagine being like her twin. She's a twin. She has 3 older siblings and 4 younger siblings. She's never been an only child. So to not remember any of the siblings, that was really tough on them for sure, right? Not to remember grandparents and, aunts and uncles and things like that. I mean, yeah. There was a lot. And then, not to get too dark with this, but, Lizzie suffered a lot of depression. I mean,
well, I'm sure
serious depression.
Right.
So, and the anguish that she was going through physically when she would eat something or couldn't eat, and the stomach pain. I mean, just to be quite frank, there was times that she didn't want to make it. Right.
I would have expected that, Ira. I mean, from
I don't know if a lot of people thought about it, and I know I haven't talked about that publicly. My wife may have touched on it on Facebook. We have a page called Lizzie's Health Journey, right, where people have been kind of following along the story. But yeah, suicide is a real thing, right? Mm-hmm. Wanting to die is a real thing when you're in intense pain, prolonged intense pain over the course. Like I said, it was over a year that she went through that pain. So yeah, anyways, it's out there.
So while we're talking about it, how are you doing mental health wise and all that? You doing good?
Yeah.
Or
so
it helped a lot.
Yeah, I have been seeing a counselor. Just in full disclosure, I started seeing the counselor to help with my marriage situation. Cause look, this kind of thing, it's stressful on every part of your life, right? It adds business stress. It adds, stress with me and my kids, with me and my extended family, because, life doesn't stop just because you're going through hell, right? And so, the counseling, my wife and I's marriage was basically on the brink of like disintegration. Now, not all of that is just this. There's underlying stuff, of course, but it gets amplified, right? All those extra stresses, financial stresses. Look, we spent over $50,000 in less than 30 days. I'm just going to be point blank with people, right? Like, I was trying to figure out how the hell am I going to come up with $50,000? Like, we're hemorrhaging. It's a word that you don't usually hear me use about money. Hemorrhaging money.
I've actually never heard you say that.
I'm very conservative, right? So I don't spend money that I don't have. But I mean, all of that, and I'm trying to figure out how am I going to generate this money to pay these things, because I did study at the feet of Dave Ramsey, right? And the no debt philosophy there, even though I've learned that that's not necessarily.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait a minute. Well, there's other ways to look at it.
Well,
you just have to know how.
There are a lot of things that Dave Ramsey teaches that I think are still smart, but using, as we've learned, debt leverage as a leverage to generate wealth, and it's non-taxable. So I mean,
that's also depends on the person and who's doing it too.
We can have that lesson some other time. But anyways, during all this, right? Like, and I was learning things and doing things that my wife, just being honest, it's different. She's not used to me thinking like that and doing that. So anyhow, we had lots of problems, and I personally have lots of issues, but the counseling has been helping, right? And then look, even we talked about it earlier, but just asking for help with the GoFundMe, that's a huge change of philosophy for me. A different stepping away from my pride and my ego and allowing other people to actually step in the fold and help. And part of the reason why I was hesitant to do it was I never wanted anybody to think I was trying to take advantage of my daughter being sick. Like, I have not used that in that way at all, but I didn't want the perception to be out there about that. But also, until I knew she was actually going to get better, or at least the odds were really, really good that she was going to get better, I didn't want people to throw their money at solutions that may not have worked. Right. We chased a lot of things that didn't pan out. Right. My wife was leading the crusade and doing yeoman's work, trying to figure it out, which stressed her to no end. But, a lot of the doctors weren't on our side, what she was trying to put forward, they weren't having it. Right. So a lot of people still probably think she's crazy, but, I'll tell you that the reason why my daughter's better in a large part is because of the effort that my wife put in, but there was stress there, right? A lot of stress.
I know there's something that Tony Robbins has said in the past in one of the books. How long would it take you to make sure your child walks? And I might be missing a little bit on the analogy. How much time would you put in? Where some people just go, well, I quit. Well, you're doing what Alicia did is the definition of just that.
Oh, there's no doubt. And she was not counting the cost, because to her there was nothing that we have that we wouldn't sacrifice.
Correct.
Which is 100% true, right? And we never got to the point where we were insolvent, but we could have. I think that's only by God's grace and mercy that He didn't allow us. He protected us. I think that one of the things that I would like to say is that there was certainly lessons for us all, I believe, for my wife, for myself, for my family, to be learned. And that was part of why this struggle, we went through this struggle, but, and it wasn't easy, but I think being, there's this thing about humility, right? When you get past yourself and say, okay, right? Like, I mean, I was pretty open there. I said, my wife and I's marriage was like ready to disintegrate. Like, what kept it from disintegrating was not, her being prideful and holding her, this is what I have to have, or me being prideful, this is, I can't go past this. Like, it was the spirit of, okay, humility on both ends. What can you give? How can we compromise? How can you, right? And it's the same thing with the medical journey, right? It was like, first of all, we're not doctors, you know what I mean? But you have to fight for what you think is the right thing. And so my wife I mean, she was watching videos and listening to podcasts and reading reports and talking to people, and oh my gosh, I mean, she really did like study to become a doctor in a sense, from the aspect of what could possibly this be. Like, here's all the symptoms, and reading different things and talking to different people and trying to study it out. I mean, I didn't go down that road because I knew first of all, it didn't make sense for both of us to do it, but it's kind of one of those things. You have to either be all in or just support the person and go, okay, I'm gonna leave this to you because I trust your ability to think, process, and make the right decisions. And so I learned a lot of things that I thought I knew that I actually had nothing. I knew nothing about. For example, mold. Didn't know a damn thing about mold. I really didn't.
And I wonder how many people have the same thing in their house. And
I have no idea. I have no idea because look, if you had asked me 6 months ago, do you have mold in your house? I would have told you, of course I don't. I live in the desert. It's arid here, right? I don't have water leaks in my house. So no, I don't have mold. And even if I did have mold at one time, I would have told you it's dead. It's dried up because that's what I believed about mold. Look, I didn't know anything about mold, really, but I thought I did. Same thing with Lyme disease. My wife and I got in a huge argument over, Lizzie might have Lyme disease. And I'm like, what do you mean? We live in the desert. Again, I thought there was no Lyme disease here. And even like, we don't have pets. We have a bunny, but you know what I mean? We don't have dogs and stuff that are out playing to get a tick. And she hadn't been on a trail hike in like a year. Right. So to me, the possibility of her having Lyme disease was like nothing, zero. Right. But turns out I was wrong. That brazen, what do I want to say? It's not bold, ego, right? Ego in confidence in what I thought I knew, which I really didn't know. So a lot, like I said, a lot of this journey for me has been being more humble in knowing what I know and recognizing where I'm way out of my depth, right? You have to forget the what was that guy from Cheers who knew everything?
Cliff Clavin.
Cliff Clavin, right? I have to try not to be a Cliff Clavin. So there you go.
Terrible. I know that stuff, but whatever.
Well, but I'm just telling you, honestly, that's I'm probably revealing more than I intended to today, but you know what I mean? But that's part of the process. This whole year has been for me and my wife and my family is, getting through all this stuff. It's taken a lot of effort, and a lot of people on all sides have had to compromise and say it's better to fix it and heal it than it is to just say it's beyond repair and walk away, right? That would have been easier in a lot of respects up front, but I think this is the better path, to get through it and heal. So that's why I'm going to counseling, guys. I'm trying to become a better version of myself.
That is awesome.
Yeah. I like it. I got a great new counselor. I got to meet with him for the first time. This yesterday. I went yesterday for the first time with this guy, and it was in person, which if you're looking for counseling, let me just say, I think in person is way better. The other guy and the other counselor that I was seeing, the sessions were over Zoom call, and I'm on Zoom all the time. So I didn't really think anything about it. But there's just something about being in that same room. And this new counselor nailed me like in 15 minutes. He goes, man, your mind moves really, really fast. I'm like, yeah, you should watch me on the show with Joe and Ryan. But he said the other thing, he's like, you don't really get close to people. And I go, okay, so I didn't put that on any of the questionnaire stuff. Like he got in 15 minutes, he figured out that I have trouble, getting really close to people. And he told me why, which is really, really good. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that one. My guy told me this. He's like, Ira, you're not emotionally present. And I'm like, yeah. And I don't even know what that means, but yeah.
Well, I could tell you, I've actually had this conversation. God, who was I talking to? I think to my wife, but I was talking to somebody else about that too, because I was thinking, it's I wonder how, like, as needy as my wife thinks I am at times with her, because I'll come up and go, I need a hug. And she'll just, in her New York way, you are so needy. My other daughter, Tori's the same way. We need a hug, Mom. So, but there are times I wonder how emotionally detached I am. Am I like that? Do I? And you and I've had that conversation, because you told me, no, that's not true. And maybe it's just me looking at my inner self that I think that way. But
well, compared to me, you are a saint in this area. But
oh my God.
I didn't have. I mean, admittedly, I didn't have touchy-feely, lovey-dovey parents, right? I mean, that isn't the kind of love that they showed. I'm not saying my parents don't love me. Even in my dad's weird way, I think he loves me a little bit somehow. But my mom has become more affectionate as she's gotten older, or I've become better at recognizing her affection, right?
Now, I agree with you on that one, because my father, and we've talked about this too, Ira, my father and I got along great.
Yeah.
He was awesome. I was always close to him. My mother and I were never really close. I can't say that she didn't show me love. And Mom, I know you watch this, so this is not the therapy session. Please do not comment in this on Facebook.
I'm surprised my mom hasn't jumped in, or my wife, frankly, for that matter.
We do not need to go hash this thing out now.
We just got a love. I wonder if that's from one of our spouses or something. There you go.
No, I think it was Mariella. I got Facebook up on the thing down here, but anyways, my mother and I were never close. Yeah. So it's a little bit harder, because I can't do that. But with my own children, I am really good at that. Like, I want to show them that. I try to joke with them. And Jen and I tried to do that united front with them, so that they know they could always go to us or whatever. They know. But my kids are like the 15 and 16-year-old. So they don't look at it anymore. So,
well, look, part of the thing with therapy for me, it's not I mean, I'm trying to deal with the past. There's no doubt about it, but it's really not about fixing the past, because there's nothing anybody can do. I mean, intellectually, I know that, and I've always known that. I mean, I'm definitely a realist, the way that I handle that stuff. But the emotional presence part, the reason why that's so important and why I'm trying to work on that is because I still have time, since my wife and I are still like together. You know what I mean? I have still time to make that better from now to the future. And then, of course, with my kids, the same thing, because I've blown it. There's 3 pillars, really, right? Like, if you get down to it in a person's life, there's your spiritual walk, your walk with your God. There's your family life, right? So, and you can include friends in that if you want. And then there's your professional life. So in my 3 pillars, the pillar that I've done the best with by far is my professional one, right? So that pillar is strong. And I told my therapist, again, I just met with him the first time. So this first session was kind of a getting to know you session. I was like, I always thought that the job of the man, the husband, if you will, was to be the provider and the protector. And so if you had asked me to evaluate my performance as a husband, I would tell you I'm doing a pretty good job as a husband and a provider. But where I failed big time, right, was with the emotional stuff. And I mean, just in full disclosure, I have other skeletons in my closet, things that I failed too. But, I didn't do a good job being the spiritual leader of the home, being the emotionally present, right? I failed at that completely. That's why I don't have close friends. All my friends are more like, they're business professionals where we get along. And there's nothing wrong with having those friendships, but I don't have like a best friend like Joe, you do, that you've had for 30, 40 years, right? I don't have that, right? The only friend that I have really that's still my friend after 2 decades is my wife, right? And sometimes I feel like she's my best friend, and other times I don't know that we're great friends. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's her fault.
No,
I'll take the blame for it, but
that's normal, Ira. That I know that part's normal.
yeah.
Because Jen and I, there are days where she's like my best friend, and there's other days where she goes, I really wish she would get on camera to do it, because I won't do it justice. And definitely, hun, do not comment in there.
Our wives are being nice to us today, man.
The first thing she'll say to me is, "You want to start with me today?"
Yeah.
You know, like because I'll go get up in the morning, I'll do something stupid like, I mean,
I'll instigate. I
do that. Tori was at the door today ringing. She came back from college today, not forever, just for the weekend, and she's ringing the doorbell.
Nice that she's close enough to do that. My kids are too far away.
Well, yours are. She's just got a 40-minute drive.
I know.
But she's ringing the doorbell while I'm downstairs because I'm getting ready. You know, I go to the Goodyear conference next week.
Yeah.
So, and it does. I mean, I'm going. It doesn't matter. So, did the presentation. I'm doing usernames and stuff like that for all the district managers, getting things ready. And so the thing comes up on the phone. And so this is how stupid I am. You know, like how you could talk through the camera.
Yeah.
On there. So I'm going.
Really good.
Yeah. And I go, who is it? And she goes, you know who it is. And there's like a delay. And I didn't know there was. So I did it again. Who is it? And then it finally came out. Like the first time one came out, and then did it again. She goes, we just opened the door. I can't. I'm downstairs in my office. Go through the garage. I can't go through the garage, Dad. And we're going battling, and I'm watching her on this whole thing. It's just hilarious. So, and then finally she goes, I'll just wait for Mom. And I go, Mom, who?
Oh, no.
And she just hates when I start doing that stuff. Wear the Batman underwear for Joe. Wives love that. She does. Actually, I do have a pair, and she does.
I just bought brand new underwear. I don't know the last time I had brand new underwear, but I just got new underwear. So I'm sure my wife will be excited.
Not that we're taking that turn, Scott, but my wife, can I go on to something? I know that we got like 16 minutes left, and we didn't go into Cobra Kai or She-Hulk.
We're unscripted. Go for it.
So this week for me, even though you know what I was doing, like on the Goodyear side, I've been helping my wife. So my wife started her own.
Yeah, Etsy.
Yeah, her own Etsy shop, and she does designs on Cricut. I did a little banner. I just put it. I'll do this. I don't know if it'll knock. Yep. And I just did it, but I've been doing like TikTok things for her.
You guys got to check out Joe on TikTok if you haven't. He's pretty funny.
But I've been doing like the videos and stuff like that on there. Well, she's been making these designs. So one of the TikTok, so she did one. She comes out and it's a turkey. And, she goes like this, hey, did you see it? And I'm looking at far away. Like, I can't read what's on the screen or whatever from where I was at. And I go, what? So then I went up closer and she goes, for me, it's my name. It's my name, Owen.
Same here. Same here.
Yep. But anyway, so I go on there and she, or is it Joe the finance guy?
I think it is on TikTok. I think that's your one. I think that's the one. I'll look real quick. I'll let you know.
So anyways, I look at it and it's a turkey bent over going, it's not going to stuff itself. And I just died laughing. I thought that was just great. So then I took a Rowan Atkins video and I put it together with him stuffing the turkey. I don't know if you ever seen that one, Ira, Mr. Bean or whatever, and him doing it. And I just mashed it together and because I thought it was perfect. But I've been advertising for her and I made a page for her on Instagram. So hopefully she's gotten in less than a week, she's gotten 6 sales so far.
That's cool.
I thought that was pretty good when you look at what people talk about, what people talk about with the like side hustles and how long it takes or whatever. So I thought that was pretty good.
All right. You are Joseph Stebke. So just spell it all out.
On TikTok.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
576 followers so far.
Hey, not bad.
I would take it.
Not bad on TikTok. And my videos are stupid.
They all are.
I mean, I did well, that's true. I think, did we talk about this last time where
I think we talked about it a little bit, but we can, like, my strategy on TikTok was not working. So I've actually hit the pause button. But what I was doing was, because look, there's really 3 ways to grow on TikTok for most of us, right? There's the try and seduce people. What do they call that? Catfishing or whatever that is, right?
No, are you? Yeah. Now I do get a lot of those. Like,
yeah. So okay, so there's that, and that actually got me in trouble. Just in full disclosure, like I had to like go through my
block them. Just block them.
Yeah, I had to delete a bunch of people because, look, I started a long time ago with this follow for follow thing, and I just carried it over, and so I was doing that. Anyways, I had to clean. Be careful who you follow, because
I'm just realizing that now because I was following everybody because
that got me in big trouble. I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay. Yeah. So anyways, I don't have that problem anymore. But there's that, right? So there's the sexual part, whatever. There's the people that are legitimately funny, right? Like comedy.
Right.
And actually maybe there's 4, but there are people who can do entertainment, right? They're entertaining for whatever way. Maybe it's not comedy. But anyways, I always look at it in 3 ways. There's the booby people, there's the funny people, and then there's the informative people, kind of like how people use YouTube with the how-to videos. So my thought was, well, I have so many followers on LinkedIn, and everybody always asks me, how did you do it? And so I thought, you know what I'll do? Instead of doing Bowman coaching, like on a website, I'll use TikTok to create these 3-minute, because at the time I started it, there was still the 3-minute limit, not the 10-minute limit. But I'll do 3-minute or less videos on how to, do different things on LinkedIn. And you can basically go get a free education on LinkedIn on TikTok. The only, you follow me.
Right.
So I'll build followers. That was the thought. However, it did not. We're having problems on LinkedIn today. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, but it could be StreamYard. It could be LinkedIn. Who knows? But anyway, sorry about that. The one nice thing about this, the video will be on YouTube after this is over, and it'll be on LinkedIn. So hopefully it'll buffer and clean things up if you're not watching it live. Sorry about the technical difficulty, guys. But anyways, my TikTok following, I was doing a lot of work, but it wasn't really, I was getting like 100 views, 150 views per video. It just wasn't worth the work. So I've paused my TikTok efforts for now.
But, where I was going to go and tell you, in China, they use TikTok as a learning and as an educational tool.
Yeah.
Just like what you were talking. And one of our friends from LinkedIn, Anna, can't remember her last, she is on TikTok and she does LinkedIn too.
Anna Sun Choi?
No, it's not Sun Choi. It's not. I wanted to say Karis, but I could be wrong or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, she does LinkedIn tips on there, and I'm always listening. And there's stuff, it's just like a refresher. But Americans using TikTok, and I forgot where I read this from.
It's for entertainment.
Yeah, buffoonery is what they called it.
Yeah,
buffoonery.
Yeah, and I'm not good. I'm not good at that. Like, I think I'm funny, but I'm dad joke funny.
Oh, I
like, you're funnier than I am, Joe. I no doubt about it.
Looks for me, but
I'm funnier than Ryan, but you're funnier than
me. Well, I love, and that's why I like doing the TikTok stuff, the teenage dirtbag thing. And then my aunt, she sent me more pictures. Nice. Like more pictures when I was younger, and I was looking at them the other day. I'll send you guys a couple of them.
I was thinking of you, Joe, because I saw a commercial for an app, and it's, instead of scanning old photos, you just shoot the photo with your phone.
I got it.
And yeah. Does that work? Because I was thinking of you when I saw that.
It does.
Yeah.
It's remarkable because when I did the teenage dirtbag one, some of those pictures are black and white, and they made them color. They made them crisper again and stuff. So they did a great job with it.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, the other one, I went to one of my retailers, and so we were talking about social media, and it was, Reckless Car Audio in Muncie, Indiana. Chris,
you guys gotta check this video out. It's cool.
Yeah, Chris and Nick, and I can't Snow Productions. Mr. Snow Productions, Nick, if I'm messing it up, sorry. But he was doing it. He goes like this, yeah, I do TikTok, and he was talking about that I haven't done it in a while. I go, but you're here. Why wouldn't you do a TikTok here at this place? And Chris does them, and they do different things on there. Like now that I know they're doing it daily. So I go, let's do it. Let's do a TikTok together. Would you do it, Nick? And he goes, yeah. So I did that half sketch one, and I just put my phone up, and we were just looking at
Take on me. I love that video. I love the that's what's fun about TikTok. Like TikTok has trends. Now, most of them, unfortunately, are the booby stuff, right? So can't really participate. Remember I said the 3 pillars?
Yeah,
a lot of the trends are the dances.
Boobies.
Well, I call it the booby section because
I haven't even seen the sexual trend or whatever. I don't
know, but it's like,
because if somebody
they're shaking their butt half clothed in the thirst traps. That's what the world calls them. The world called them thirst traps. I'm not interested in that. That gets me in trouble.
Well, wait a minute. I'll do it, Ira, and you let Alicia see it and see.
If you do a thirst trap, I will watch it 17 times.
Yeah, I don't think my wife would allow me to put that on there. She'd be like, "What?"
She would if it was for me. She'd be like, "That's for Ira, okay."
Right. That'll be just great.
I don't think Jen is worried.
No, but I know what you're talking about. Like some of those trends.
Yeah,
you just can't.
Well, look, I don't want to see my daughters doing it either. So just in full disclosure, like, my wife obviously doesn't want me watching it, and I totally get it. And I don't want my daughters doing it. So, I mean, that's the part of TikTok that honestly, I hate it because it's not, it's not family friendly. We want family friendly.
Have you seen that meme where it's like, hey, I found a picture of your grandma from like the 1960s, and then like, hey, I found a picture of your grandma from like the 2000s, and she's like on TikTok or whatever doing the twerk or whatever.
Oh my God, no!
I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be pretty disappointed when they get older in life and they realize that stuff doesn't disappear. Like, for better or for worse, most of my mistakes I did before the internet existed. Thank God.
Yeah, but you want to know something? I wouldn't be anything that I posted.
No, I'm saying that for me too, but I'm saying there are a lot of these girls, the OnlyFans and all this stuff. I mean, trust me.
Do you know? I just found out about OnlyFans from one of my daughters. She's going like, I go like this, and I'm making a joke. This is one of the stupid things. Like I came out, I got tour. We're gonna have to find a way to make money, make it another way. She goes, don't tell me you and Mom are gonna be doing OnlyFans. And I went like this. What's OnlyFans? I had no idea what the hell she was talking about. And
OnlyFans, for those of you who don't know, is basically independent pornography. It's everybody selling pictures or video of themselves naked.
Yeah, and when she said that, I go like this, no.
Yeah.
And I go, and how do you know? She goes, Dad, mostly everybody.
She's alive. Yeah.
Mostly everybody. She goes,
I think most people are aware of it now.
And I go, well, because I don't pay attention to that stuff. I'm usually working or doing.
Well, I've had people with OnlyFans pages approach me asking me if I would promote it for them on Bowman Digital Media, and I'm like, yeah, sorry, but no, I don't care if you don't have nudity on yours.
Yeah,
I'm not promoting anything OnlyFans related.
Gotcha. All right, yeah. Well, that's good to know. That's
the nice thing about owning my own business is I can make those decisions.
You could say no to whoever you want. All right. Well, now we're down to 4 minutes left. So, what are you guys gonna? I don't want to. So we're not going to give any spoilers out, but
not for Cobra Kai. But I will say this: if you guys like Cobra Kai and you haven't watched it yet, definitely watch it. We'll definitely talk about it next Friday on my channel when we're over on my channel. But She-Hulk, is getting to the point where I don't even know if I want to keep watching it.
You got to stay in it because you obviously saw.
Yeah, did you watch this? Did you watch this last episode?
Yep. Did you watch it?
Yes. So she's talking about her name. She gets sued, infringed sued for infringement of using She-Hulk.
I was thinking about that the whole time. What was going through my mind. No,
I absolutely know. And I thought, okay, when they first started, I thought this is going to be a great episode because she is a lawyer.
Right.
But because she's a lawyer, it does make me wonder, why did she think of this sooner? But anyways.
Well, wait a minute. In her defense, one, she didn't name herself, which.
No, I know that, but still, she understands how copyrights, patents.
But how many weeks? It wasn't that long. It was maybe a week.
She was advertising herself on dating websites as She-Hulk. I mean,
or maybe a week or 2 weeks at best. But when she hit,
I don't know how long it really was, because she did go through the whole trial with the guy that broke out of prison, who didn't really break out of prison, but
right.
You know what I mean? Anyways.
Blonsky. Yep.
Yeah. So there's been more time. Like, this is the 5th episode. Anyways, I just think that it's a little bit silly. And let me tell you the other thing that's a little disappointing. This is just me. I don't like 30-minute shows.
No, I wish
it started. It just gets started and it's over.
Went like that.
It's over. And I'm like, man, this is like, we waited a whole week for that. Like, that's my frustration.
Right. Ira, you gotta look at the positive. At least you only wasted 30 minutes of your life instead of an hour.
I would have rather waited. I would have
rather invested another 15 minutes and had something.
And they're gonna have
like Cobra Kai's again. I don't want to get into the episodes because I don't want to ruin it for you guys. But they're 50 minutes or whatever they are.
42. I think they're
every one of them. Like, they're really good.
Yep.
There was only one episode of the whole season 5 that I thought by itself, if it was just standalone, was a kind of a dud. But it was one of those where it's kind of like they were moving you. There was some transitional stuff that had to happen, character development, kind of, if you will. And again, I won't ruin the ride for anybody. But I thought that whole season, if that was like a long movie, phenomenal.
Yeah.
But She-Hulk is. I want to like it. And 3 of the 5 episodes I thought were really good. 1, 3, and 4. But episodes 2 and 5 I thought were.
Well, you could tell Daredevil is going to be, because that was, you saw the guy come up.
The helmet in the box. Yeah.
Yeah, with the box, and you could see him there. And that's actually who I thought was going to be her lawyer. I thought.
I would have been so happy.
Yeah, if Charlie Cox would have came
out. That would have made me happy.
Right?
The other lady. Yeah. Anyways.
I know. Well, that's if he would have came out as Daredevil, that would have been awesome.
Yeah. No, I would have been for that.
But hey, Kevin Feige, if anybody gets this to you and you are able to watch it, I'm not probably saying something you haven't heard already. Longer episodes, or really make it the movie, because after you go through the episodes, and however you want to do it, after you go through all these episodes, please at least go back and splice one together where we can watch.
Make it a 2-hour feature film. Yeah,
correct. So, because I would rather go back, like Loki, I would go back and watch that over and over again if it was all put together.
Well, I will tell you that I probably will stop watching it every week and just watch it when it's over. So, like, I watched Cobra Kai over 2 nights. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I liked it because, yes, it was like 3 hours, 3.5 hours each night that way. But, like, the thing that I like about it, I think, I like, knowing how everything fits together and stuff. That's what Cobra Kai, I like it better than these Avenger things, because I don't watch them all.
Right.
I'm watching She-Hulk because I like Hulk. So, and I know
and Andor, Star Wars Andor is coming out, which that's like a prequel to Rogue One.
Yeah, I like the Star Wars stuff too. Yeah. But I think that I like watching the binge way better than waiting a whole week, and then if you have a dud, it's like, eh.
Well, I agree. I've been watching. So my wife and I don't know who started it. It was Cass, my oldest daughter, whatever. Have you ever heard of the show The Good Wife?
I have heard of it. I haven't seen any of them, and I don't know if Felicia has watched it or not, but I've heard of it for some reason.
I actually liked it.
That was like me and Virgin River. I hated that when I first started it with my wife, but then it grew on me. Yeah.
So I just started watching it, got ahead, and just kept watching it. So then from The Good Wife, it went, and they do talk about politics in there, a little bit with The Good Wife. Well, then it went to The Good Fight, like a spin-off of it when The Good Wife ended, The Good Fight. So I started watching.
I've not heard of that one.
Yeah, I started watching that in there, and they were so much. Now that was more a political show. I mean, it really went more.
I don't mind political shows if it's done right.
It was, but it was too much. If I want to watch a show, I want to watch it for a reason. It was way too much on there. But guess what? I didn't turn it off. I watched it all 5 seasons, and I'm still watching because now it's the last season, season 6, and I'm still watching it. And one of my
show was Martin Sheen was the president.
West Wing.
That was one of the best shows ever.
Yeah. I've never seen it, believe it or not.
Like, I didn't agree with the politics, right? I'm a conservative, right? So most of the time, they're making fun of us in the show, but it was smart. It was written smart. That's what I like. You know what I mean?
That's why I like The Good Wife. I like The Good Wife like that too.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Like Designated Survivor.
Yeah, another good one.
That was.
My wife didn't like that one.
Oh man, we
stopped it. I thought it was okay, but she didn't like it.
I thought it was good. The first 2. I think how many seasons did it have, Ryan? 4?
I don't think we even made it through the first season. Honestly,
I liked at least the
first season was really good.
I think she vetoed that one.
Right.
I thought the premise of it was pretty smart though, because that could happen. I mean, nobody wants it to happen, obviously, but I mean that kind of thing could happen. That's why they have one.
Right. But I thought that.
And whoever thought about it being kind of like a putz? Like,
and that's why. And he really wasn't. After you get, I mean, Kiefer Sutherland did such a great job in that.
Well, he's a great actor, right?
Yeah, he is. He just did such a great. I love the show.
Yeah,
it was good. So I'm looking forward to another movie or another show that I binge watched, and it started last year, was The Handmaid's Tale.
Wait, put Joel back up for a second. If you guys don't know this guy, Joel Cleland, you need to connect with Joel because he's as sharp as a whip. I mean, this guy is like super smart, but he's also like, he's that guy. He's that friend that everybody wants, right? He is emotionally present. He's well read. He has he's not one of these egomaniacs where it's all about him. Like, he's able to. Anyways, if you guys don't know Joel, hair. He has great hair. Are you kidding? Like, he not only has hair, he has like.
Oh my God! Then I got to be friends with him because
this dude is handsome. He's handsome, but he's smart. He's funny. He's intelligent.
I actually think I am connected with Joel.
He's supportive. Yeah, Joel is a part of our group. Anyways, y'all need to connect with Joel. That's all I got to say about that.
But I started watching The Handmaid's Tale, and then that just came out again.
What is that?
Oh my God!
Nothing but chick flicks.
What?
Nothing but chick
flicks? On Hulu. It's on Hulu.
And The Handmaid's Tale.
I couldn't get past a couple episodes.
Yeah, what is it? What's it about?
It's about misogyny and sexism, and like to the extreme level.
And splitting the country. The United States was split. It's a book of some sort. I just started watching it.
I never even heard of it.
Yeah.
I would have guessed it was more like knights and chivalry.
No, old, like trying to bring back olden times, but no. But I ended up watching it.
Oh, I think I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, where the red rose.
Is that where they have to? They have classes, and the one class has to have sex and get pregnant and have babies.
Yes.
I did watch that show with my wife. I know what show, and I actually thought it was pretty good.
Yeah,
like, it's not good. It's not good. It's bad.
Right, but it started.
It's written smart. Right. Yeah.
And next thing you know, I'm rooting for her to just get out, find her kid.
Kind of reminded me of like the Scarlet Letter type of a thing.
No, it reminded me a little bit
of society, right? They're kind of like Puritans.
It reminded me of Hunger Games without the actual games.
Yeah,
they had to be, you have the one class and there, but that just started up again too. So, but
my family likes that thing. Yeah. I never quite got it.
Yeah, but I'll just end up there's shows I watch, and most of them now that it's fall again. So The Resident, I love doctor shows. The Resident.
I don't have cable, bro. Fall means nothing to me.
Yeah, but Resident is on. It's on Hulu and it's on ABC. So
All right.
Resident.
Well, first off, if I turn on the TV, because I don't have cable, so I don't have ESPN. If I had ESPN, that's all I would go to. Just in full disclosure, I was that guy. But now I will turn on one of two things. I turn on Netflix 99.9% of the time. So if it's not on Netflix, I'm not watching it. Except for Thursday, because it's She-Hulk. Gotta go.
Right, and you watch Disney.
You taught me how to get on the Disney Plus, bro.
See, and that's. But I do like The Good Doctor. Have you ever heard of that one?
I think so.
Good Doctor is phenomenal.
I think
It's
so.
about an autistic doctor.
I haven't watched it, but I think I've heard of it.
But man, that one's good too. I know we're going long. It's 7:08. I'm sorry. Apologize.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good for time. We should talk about what we're looking forward to this upcoming week.
Naked and Afraid. That's another one, Scott. I've
watched a few of those and I don't mind it. It took me a while to even try it because of the title and the fact that they don't have clothes. But then I realized that they blur.
They blur it out.
They blur so much out. They actually blur more out than like if they were wearing bikinis, you would see more, right? So I'm like, okay, so let me watch it for the survival part. I think that's a good show.
Season 9, they're in Frozen. They're like in the Colorado Rockies or something like that.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Naked and Afraid Frozen. I would not. I watched. I think the first 2 episodes.
So do they pick fat people because fat people will survive better?
No,
because usually those people are so skinny and then they lose weight, obviously, during the 30 days.
They pick people that have done it before, but I couldn't. It was 27 degrees out. I am not stripping down to nothing,
bro. Even with clothes, even if it wasn't naked, even if it was just alone and afraid for 30 days or survival, like they got to find food and all that stuff.
And actually 60 days, but they're with 3 people.
But I don't know that I would be able to do it. I'm just being honest. Like I'm not that good of an outdoorsman, especially I haven't been camping, like even just in a tent camping, I think in 15 years or something. I don't know if my wife is still watching. She can fill in the dates, but I mean, I used to go rustic camping a lot, but we haven't done it in so long. Like I don't know that I would be able to start a fire without, the right tools.
I actually think I could. I think I could go out there and chop wood.
We're talking about doing a men's retreat for our church in October, November, and going rustic camping again.
Man, you gotta do it. Just go glamping.
See, that's my wife. My wife and I, we go to hotel rooms. It's fantastic. Yeah. You could order food. You could go out.
Right.
It's clean. No bugs.
Right.
No snakes. No spiders. It's wonderful.
Yep. That would be Jen and I. All right.
Look, if the world was ending, I am not qualified to be Adam. If you guys, you've ever heard that? Like if you were the last guy on Earth, like I'm not qualified to restart the world. Like I'm not an engineer. I'm not an architect. I'm not good at inventing. Like I make pretty pictures and I tell dad jokes.
You also make a lot of kids.
I was about
my wife is now broken.
I was waiting for that one.
My wife is broken, so we can't even do that.
Well, like I am too. Like I couldn't do it. I got the big V, so
yeah, I don't have that problem. But my counterpart, like the crock pot is on eternal off now. We're done. 8 is enough.
Yeah, well,
somebody else is gonna have to repopulate the world. But I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't be good at the survival stuff, I don't think. I mean, maybe if I was forced to, I would figure it out. But, it's not like there's plenty of people who have way more skills than I do. For sure.
Right. All right. What are you looking forward to, Ryan, this week?
Oh.
Not shaving, obviously.
I haven't looked at my next week yet. I mean.
That beard is getting bushy, bro.
Yeah. It'll keep me warm.
Yeah.
Does
Bree like it?
She said that now that it's not scratchy. Yeah. I've been getting a lot of compliments.
That's all that matters, man. As long as your wife is with it. Like my wife doesn't like the big bushy beard. Like she likes the goatee, but I got to keep it high and tight. So before she comes home, I even asked her today when she was coming home so I could be clean shaven for her.
So I was specifically told by Bree that I'm not allowed to have a circle beard.
There you go. All right. Hey, as long as she's happy, it's all good. Anyways, continue. Sorry to interrupt.
We're just. I mean, I just working on the business stuff, and then keep on coaching these kids in football, and hopefully make an impression upon them, and kind of break some of their habits they've learned at home, as far as the way they their attitudes and their behavior, what they've been taught. So yeah, nothing crazy or abnormal this week, hopefully. So just looking forward to a normal week of grinding it out and not watching She-Hulk.
Well, good for you.
Well, I'm sorry I won't be seeing you in November, but hopefully I'll be able to see you be able to see you soon sometime.
I'll probably see you in October.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I don't know if I'm going.
Maybe I won't see you in October.
Yeah, we'll see how that shakes out. I was definitely not going. I was, just in full disclosure, I was not going to go because with all the expenses that I've had piled on me lately, I was going to just be fiscally responsible. And I had my Hawaii trip that was the next week, and I didn't want to be away from my family too much. But now that the Hawaii trip has been canceled, maybe I will still go. But we'll see how that shakes out.
I may be coming to your neck of the woods here soon because my sister is in like hour 12 of labor right now. So.
Yeah, to see the. Are you having a nephew or a niece?
Nephew.
There you go. Yeah. Cool.
Awesome.
Joseph, how about you, brother?
Well, I got the Goodyear conference this coming week, so I got to leave bright and early on Monday.
Where is that at? What city is it in?
Akron, Ohio.
Oh, you're not going that far then.
No, I'm not. It's only a 5-hour drive and stuff. I'm going to hit a couple stores before I.
You can see some Amish people while you're out there.
All right, I'll look for them.
Akron's where they're at, man. You won't have to look.
Well, or Kent State University Hotel or something like that.
They'll be on the street going by you in their buggies, horse and buggies.
Well, I did see there was something I looked up, and Greg and Charles are going to meet me out there. That I work with, and
are you driving the Batmobile out there?
No, I rented a car.
All right.
I did think about it. I said, no, I'm not going to put the miles on it.
Yeah.
I know I get paid mileage, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's easier. They could pay for the rental and the gas, so why would I do?
Yep, 100%.
I take the car. So.
I'm at the point where I've got to replace my vehicles because they're getting older. Like when I say older, I mean like they're over 10 years old each. So now I'm starting to think whenever we've got to go on a road trip, we might just rent a vehicle for the road trip, as opposed, you know what I mean?
Yep. So I used to do that too, and then when we bought my wife's car, Maleficent. Mine is the Batmobile. We call the Enclave Maleficent. But when we bought that, it's a 2016, and that thing, it's perfect. And I use that most of the time because I'm so comfortable driving. Even though my car, the Batmobile, has a brand new engine in it, and it's a 2010, so it's 12, 13 years old. Are going to be 13 years old.
So let me help you. A 2010 was actually built in 2009. So that makes it like
12, 13 years old.
That makes it 13-ish years old. Yeah.
So, but either way, I think I love my car, but I know it's my kids are going to, they need a car. They're coming up wanting like a small one. And I was thinking about really buying like a cheap small car for Logan and Sierra to use, and then one of them, because they're both getting their license.
Yeah.
So they both could use it and do that. But anyways, for me, no, I'm going to do Joe the Finance Guy stuff all week and still be doing the posts on TikTok. Doing
Joseph Stepke, TikTok / Joseph Stepke.
Yep. And I'm going to be doing the stuff and putting stuff up there for my wife. And if you need a design or anything like that, and you need to cut out the special holiday, go look at them. She's got, I think, 50 uploaded so far.
There you go. I'm glad she's doing it. That's cool.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, that's
my family's coming home, guys. For me.
Oh yeah, for you. Sorry.
For me, it's simple. We got to get this house back in shape, and so I'm gonna be doing the heavy lifting, moving crap from point A to point B for my wife, and getting out of her way because we all know that she is the one that's going to be doing most of that work. And there you go. But I'll be the demo guy and the lifting, moving stuff around.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, all right. Next week, we're going to be on Ira's channels.
Your channel.
So join us next week, same time, same place. I don't anticipate us being gone anytime soon. You're going to be available.
Yeah, I come home Thursday, so I'll be home Thursday night.
There you go. Cool. All right. And look for this week too. I'll be doing another episode of Ask Ira. I'm actually not sure now if Lisa Jones is going to be able to do the show with me or not. She's had some stuff she's been going through, so I might just have to change it back to Ask Ira only. So the other thing I'm thinking about is maybe I'll look for another partner for that show. But if you're not familiar with that show, what it is, it's a job seeker Q&A, and I help people. I give them advice free for an hour, right? So if you're having trouble getting interviews, or you're having trouble finding a job, or negotiating your salary, or you want a LinkedIn review, whatever, that show is on Wednesdays. Starts at noon. Yeah, noon my time. So it's 12 Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays on my channel.
No, I was thinking, what about Curtis Tompkins?
Yeah, Curtis Tompkins would be a natural fit. I would do it with him. There's a few people that I've worked with over the years with Project Help You Grow that I respect their opinions, and they would add something. But he would be a good fit because Lisa Jones is a resume writer, and so is Curtis Jones with Job Ready Today. And I've done a lot for him. He's got blogs on my site, so that is a potential fit. But anyways,
I just think of that.
Oh, Ryan had to go. That's okay. We're way over here. Yeah. But yeah, so Ask Ira, you can find it on projecthelpyougrow.com. There's a tab called Ask Ira. You can find all the previous episodes. I get all kinds of questions. People that want to relocate, or there's ageism, or all kinds of questions. Cover letter strategy and things like that. It seems like we talk about a lot of the same type of things, but it's live. So you could just jump on the show, ask your question, get your answer, and pop off. Yep. Or you can watch it. They're all, like I said, they're all on my YouTube channel. They're all on projecthelpyougrow.com if you want to find previous episodes. So there'll be an episode of that this week. That'll be fun.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, and I'll give updates. I'll give more updates on Lizzie, on how she's doing. But really, we're at a different stage now, which is really exciting. So instead of searching for a cure, we're now in recovery. We're in recovery mode, right? So there's therapies, physical therapy, voice therapy, or speech therapy, which actually, I don't know if she's still watching, but Mariella has suggested, not Deborah, Nancy, from the show we watch on Saturday.
Deborah.
Yeah, Nancy Burrows. There we go. She's a speech therapist.
Oh my God. Yeah, that would be great.
And she's here in LA. So
even better.
Yeah. I'm gonna get her in touch with my wife so they can work it out. But yeah, Lizzie, that's her biggest need now, or her biggest deficit now, I should say, is speech. So there you go.
That is awesome.
All right, brother. Well, travel safe to Akron.
I will.
Kill it at Goodyear. I mean, not literally, but you know what I mean.
I know. I'll have a good time. It'll be great, and all right, see some of the people that I've been dealing with. And
we didn't talk about your quota. How you doing? You've already hit it.
I already hit it.
Oh, yeah. All right. So now you're setting up next month already.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. All right. That's good.
Yeah, I already hit everything and stuff. But yes, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I think I'm already at it's only the 16th of the month, and I'm already at 7, and God, I've hit it, so I'm good.
That's all that matters, man. Hit your numbers, and happy everybody stays happy.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
But have a great day, and I will talk to you. And I'm going to handle everything since Ryan jumped off. I'll do it.
Okay. I was going to say we lost our producer, so
I know. So I'll do it. I'm right here. All right. You ready?
All right, brother. We'll see you
later, everybody. Bye.